Today, we're going to be talking about how to tie the half Windsor knot and what it ultimately will say about you. What's up, all you go for the fly guys? You know who it is, the cat in the hat, your resident fly guy, your chief architect, Michael Andrew of StyleArchitects.com, here to help you redesign your frame of mind when it comes to this lifestyle thing. And today, we're going to be talking all about how to tie a half Windsor knot and why it's important. So at the end of this video, you'll not only know how to tie the knot, but you'll also know what it ultimately is going to communicate about your style profile. But before we get started, if this is your first time here, welcome. Yo, this is a great time for you to be here to really start getting an understanding of some of the more specific elements of style. Now, if you don't know anything about me, I am a lifestyle coach, and essentially that means that I want to help you align your identity with your image. And I believe that every man is going to be a character and hopefully a hero in his own story. So if you find the information beneficial or you feel like it's going to help you do so, then by all means, please consider subscribing. I would love to be a character in your style story. If you have already subscribed, like Brian Simmons or Scott Detrilla, then you know I appreciate you. And now all you have is one more thing left to do, and that is hit that notification bell, and that way you will be notified each and every time new content comes out. So why is the half Windsor important, an important tie knot for you to know? Well, as we talked about last week with the four-in-hand knot, that is actually the introductory tie that most fathers will probably teach their sons when they're young. It's a very easy knot, and it's a knot that's acceptable in most situations. But what happens if you want to add a little bit of flair or a little bit of sophistication to your knot, or your tie is not thick, much like this one? It's a little bit more of a flimsy type of tie. Well, you don't just want to throw it out. You want to make sure that you're getting the best out of your ties, and sometimes you will want something that's a little bit lighter for the spring and the summer. So in that case, what you want to do is you want to have a different knot in your repertoire in order to enhance the thickness and the symmetry of that knot. And that's what the half Windsor does. Now, it's a bit of a misdirect in the belief that this is half of the full Windsor knot, which we will get to, but it is actually probably 3/4 the size of the full Windsor, but it still will work well for a semi-spread or cutaway collar type of shirt. When you're making and tying this knot, just consider, if you have a thinner tie, to use this knot to add a little bit of bulk and heft to the knot. And then also, if you are looking to add a little flair to a cutaway or a spread collar shirt, that this is the knot for you. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and teach you how to tie the half Windsor knot. So as with all ties, you always still want to make sure that the tie length is going to be about a hand's width away with the skinniest part of the tie from the bottom of your waist. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the left side, right, the thicker side, you're going to put it over the right hand side, and then you're going to take the left side and take it back under the right so that it's back on your left hand side. I know that's a whole lot of rights and lefts, but just stick with me. So now you have the tie, the thicker part of the tie, back on your left hand side. You put it back in your left hand if that's going to help. Then what I do is I then take the left hand side of the tie and I put it under that hole that you'll see for the tie on the left hand side, and then I hold it in my left hand. Now, as you can see, you have a V or a triangular shape when it comes to your tie, right? You guys can see that. Now you're back at the same space that you were when you were doing your four-in-hand tie, or I could say four-in-hand tie. Then you're going to lay that right over the top, right? So if we are still holding, you see that the knot has been formed. You're going to keep your two hands. I always like to keep these two fingers right here over. Then you're going to take that through the first hole of the back of the tie and let that come all the way out. And as you can see, we're pretty much done. Now all we need to do is use that hole that we had our two fingers in, and you're going to drop the thick end of the blade all the way down. And voila, you are all done. Now all you need to do is tighten. So you're going to take the back end of your tie along with your knot, and this will be your adjuster, right? So So you're just going to take that all the way up. And again, I generally already have a knot in my ties. I don't have to try to create a dimple. Not a knot, a dimple in my tie. So it's usually pretty straight there. And then after that, you just want to make some adjustments to make sure that everything is symmetrical. Take that all the way up and drop your shirt collar, and you're all set and done. Now, the reason why I love this tie is, again, for some of my thinner ties, it actually just going to sit better. It's going to have a more symmetrical look, which actually puts me in a space of balance. So if you're ever in that space, just consider wearing this tie, or if you need a thicker knot for a flimsier or lighter tie, then this is a knot to go to. Or you have a more cutaway or spread collar shirt, this is a great knot for you to have. And as you can see, it's a wonderful knot and it looks great as well. That's it, short video, but I want you to answer this question of the day. What is your favorite knot, right? And then what is the knot that you often end up tying, and why? So your favorite knot may be the half Windsor, but you always tie the 4-in-hand knot. I'd be curious to know why, because for me, I tend to go to the 4-in-hand just because it's an easier, quick move. And in reality, the half Windsor only takes a step and a half more in order to get it done. So maybe I need to start adding the half Windsor into my repertoire a little bit more. And if you found the information beneficial, go ahead and give this a thumbs up and share it with a friend who may not know how to tie a half Windsor. You never know, you could be adding to their style profile as well. As always, be great today and make sure that you are showing up in style, because I'm sure all of you know that dress is nothing more than the expression of a man's state of mind. So you, yes you, should always dress to express. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.